So back in the year of 2021 or early 2022, whichever time that was, there was an update released inside of Roblox's Tower Heroes that introduced a brand new concept of enemy followers. Basically, once you defeated a certain number of enemies, you could actually go and you could buy it for coins, or some of them are free, and you can equip it as your follower just like this. Now, there are a lot of different types of enemies inside of this game, and some of them make you look a little bit more pro when you have them equipped versus other enemies. So I'm here today to tell you what the most pro enemy followers are inside of Roblox's Tower Heroes so that you too can look like a pro. Number 10, Special Mimics. Just to give a brief overview of what a mimic is inside of the game, it's basically a treasure chest that's going to give you coins for in-game, but it's a rare chance for one to spawn. Now, the most common mimic is the mimic right here. This is what you're going to see the most. Second most common is the big mimic, and the super rare one is the golden mimic. This might be one of the rarest ones in the game, actually. However, there are some mimics that do give coins, but they're also related in theme to certain maps. These special mimics also give certain skins for towers inside of the game, which are exclusive. You can only get them there, and they're usually super duper cool. For example, you can only get the Blast Tech mimic when you are inside Blast Tech Barrage, and you can only get the Bee mimic when you're in Honeycomb Heist. Those are mimics that you can get all year round, whether you're playing in casual mode or challenge mode. The battle mimic, fish mimic, minecart mimic, the golden cat, the crab mimic, the corporate mimic, which is also, wait, is that really what that's called? I feel like this is called something else. The business mimic, that's what that is. The bee mimic, the blast tech mimic, the fairy mimic, the metaverse mimic, the mimic bot, and wiki mimic, as well as these three right here, you can obtain all year round. However, there are four, there might be five, I'm gonna have to count here in a second, exclusive mimics that you can only get during certain events. And by certain events, I mean Christmas, Easter, and Halloween. The candy mimic, gift mimic, Christmas mimic, and the Easter mimic are only available during their specific holidays. So with all that being said, special mimics are some of the most cool mimics, and they also make you look a little bit more pro because they're pretty hard to come by. But that is number 10 on the top enemy followers that make you look pro. Number 9, the star. This right here, my friends, is the star inside of Roblox's Tower Heroes. It kind of resembles the sun, but it's just a little bit more normal because the sun did not used to be a follower, and now it is, and it's super tiny. But the star is the regular size. It stays the same, and you can get it from playing Robot 64, the map for that. You do have to defeat 75 of them. However, it is a free cost, and it just makes you look so pro. I don't know what it is about having a giant ball of light following you everywhere, but it just is one of those things that you don't see very often, and the people who usually have it are very high levels. So star is number 9 on the pro followers for this list. Number 8, the Electric Slime Kings. Now, when we come over here to the category for the slimes, we can see that we have 3 of the king slimes right here, and these are pretty cool, but I think what takes them up to the next level is their electric versions. That's right, these electric versions of these slimes, I actually have one of them myself, the Electro King slime. It is so cool. It's one of my favorite followers, and you don't ever see people with these. Like, what's the deal with that? Rooftop Rumble is not even that hard of a map. You only have to be level 25 to be able to play it, and I don't understand why we don't see more of these everywhere. Not only do they glow like in this picture right here, it also has like a lightning aura effect that goes around it. It doesn't show it in the picture right here, but that's okay. And there's just something so incredibly cool about this, especially if you love lightning just like me. There's just something so cool and dominant about these, well, I want to say creatures right here. It is a hefty price of 3,500 coins, so do be warned there. But highly recommend getting an Electric Slime King. Did I mention it glows? Number 8 on the list is the Electric Slime Kings. Number 7, Ornate. Ornate is one of those newer followers that's been recently added into the game. It came along with one of the more recent updates. The map name just went blank in my head. Destiny's Dawn is the name of that map. I don't know why that just left me. That update also introduced this boss right here, and also introduced Nuki. Super fun map to play, also incredibly hard. Still have yet to beat this Ornate. This is the hardest one, and it just makes people look so cool when they have Ornate as their follower. Ornate is not a personal favorite tower mine. I don't understand the design. It looks like it's somehow decently or somehow related to rain in a way. It's the fall version of rain, I guess. Apparently it costs 3,000 coins to be able and get, but you do have to be level 40 plus, I believe, to be able and defeat this one. And if you can defeat 5 of these guys, then that's incredible. Good job to you. You definitely deserve this. Number 7 on the list, Ornate. Number 6, the Motherships. The Mothership is the boss on Alien Attack. It basically takes the UFO and then a giant alien comes out of it and then it becomes the boss. It's a super neat concept. I love the idea behind it, and it's also a really cool follower. Alien Attack is just one of those maps that I just feel like it has a lot of enemy followers that could be really cool. Like even the big alien grunts, the aliens right here. You just don't see too many of these very often. And I want to say I've only counted like once or twice in my entire lifetime of playing Tower Heroes have I ever seen one of these motherboard or motherships right here, all 3 of them. But again, when I saw people with these, they ended up being pros, and this one just makes you look like a pro. I mean, why doesn't a giant alien with a giant UFO make you not look pro? I mean, how does that work? Number 6 on the list is again the Mothership. Now before we go into our top 5 followers to make a person look pro inside of Roblox's Tower Heroes, I just wanted to let you know, if nobody's told you yet today, you are seen, you are known, and you're loved by both God and by me. And if you've been enjoying this video so far, please make sure to give it a like, even consider subscribing if you like Roblox Tower Heroes content. We got a lot more of it coming. You can join our Roblox group. The link will be down in the description below for that. And from there you can go and you can also purchase your own Roblox or Super Shorts Central merchandise on Roblox for your Roblox avatar. I'm wearing it right now. Super cool. Only 7 Robux, so make sure you go and check that out. But for now, let's move on to the top 5 followers that you can have inside the game to convert you from being mediocre to pro. Number 5, the Bee Queens. This is one of the more popular enemies that people like to have out to kind of show off that they're a little more pro. I see many players who are pro with the Ruby Queen Bee right here and the Sapphire Queen Bee. I've also seen a good many that have the regular Queen Bee as well, except of course, you know, people, they're always trying to go for better. I thought about getting the Queen Bee a couple of times, but I just really haven't ever decided on it. I'm debating on whether or not to get it, but if you look to the side for all of these towers, you can see that they are 4,000 coins instead of just the 3,000 or 3,500. Goodness. Yeah, and Honeycomb Heist is one of the hardest maps in the game, especially if you solo things a lot like myself. So I definitely recommend getting some friends together probably, or even just some random people in the server. Play a couple rounds of Honeycomb Heist, whether easy, medium, or hard, whatever you can do. And I can guarantee you that if you get this follower, you are going to look pro instantly. Again, number 5 is the Bee Queen on our enemy followers list. Number 4, Stain. Stain is the boss on Grand Garage. He's basically a neon spray paint can, I guess, with a giant paintbrush, and he's pretty cool if you ask me. The regular Stain is a pink and blue kind of color. It looks really cool actually. The next is kind of like an autumn theme, I guess. I don't know, it's yellow and orange. And then finally we kind of have some inverted colors right here. I don't know if it's literally the exact opposite of like this up here or not, but it's a lime green with a dark blue, and he's turned black now. I saw like a level 300 person in the game with a radioactive Stain, the best of the best Stains, and let me tell you, it was so cool. I believe that this one also glows. It would make sense because I was playing it like on a dark map, I think. And again, Stain is one of those that you don't see very often. Of course, I'm gonna assume this is probably because Grand Garage is definitely not the easiest map to be able to defeat, but I have seen this a few times, and every time I've seen it, it's been with players who are like 200 to 300 in level. So if you really want to go an extra step, you could spend 4,000 coins as well once you defeat 5 of these things. Number 4 on the list again has been Stains. Number 3 and 3.5. The Casual Enemies and Jester. I don't know why it slipped out of my mind that Jester even existed and he's not on my list. So we're going to add number 11 in here, or 3.5. That Jester is now one of the top 3 or 5 towers if you want a super cool one. He's also the most expensive at 9,000 coins. I think it's most expensive at least. I might be proved wrong here in a moment. But anyway, for the real number 3, we're talking about the casual bosses. Now, when I say casual bosses, I'm talking about the Corrupted Knights, Sylvia the Dragon Queen, and something else. Hold on, I gotta find it. Ah, yes, this one right here. I hate this one with a passion, and I'm so glad we get to defeat this thing. We also have Sylvia the Dragon Queen right here. This one costs 8,000 coins. That's almost as much as the other one. But one of the reasons why I think that these certain followers are one of the more wanted ones, or the more ones to make you look pro, is because I feel like they're kind of overlooked in a way. Like, you know they exist, like they're embedded in the game, especially like the Corrupted Knight here. It's just when you see it as a follower, it's like, oh, that's super cool. Why didn't I think of that? And I'm sure most of us have already defeated 5 Corrupted Knights in our lifetime, and it's only 7,000 coins. Okay, it's 7,000 coins. That's a lot of coins. And again, with kind of the running trend here, whenever I see these people, they always are levels like 100 above whenever I see these, and they just make your avatar look super cool. You are a Tower Heroes lover when you go and you play casual mode this many times. So, for number 3 on this list, it is the casual bosses. Number 2 and 2.5. We have the Blast Tech Brawlers, and we have the Mega Sentries. Anyway, the Mega Sentries right down here, you can get these on Facility Frenzy and Facility Raid. Super cool ones. I think I might have thought of them, but I just didn't add them onto this list. I'm not sure why. But anyway, they're number 2.5. Special shout out to them for sure. They're 5,000 coins. We had to defeat 5 of them. But anyway, on to the real number 2, which is right up here. It is the Blast Tech Brawler. I think this is probably one of the most popular, like, hard bosses in the game to have as a follower. It's not a personal favorite of mine. I'm not a big fan of the design of it, but for everybody else's sake, everybody else likes it for some reason, so I'm gonna put it on here. It does make your avatar, it does make you look like you know what you're doing inside this game if you have one of these. Obviously, Blast Tech Barrage is not an easy map to do, so whenever you have one of these, that means you have defeated 5 of them. And if you've defeated 5 of these things, especially on the medium and the hard mode, like, you deserve to have that as a follower. Number 2, the Blast Tech Brawler. Before we get into the first one, have you subscribed yet? Have you turned on the notification bell? Have you liked this video yet? Make sure you do all of that. It's completely free to you. But for now, let's go ahead and get on to number 1. My friends, at number 1, we have the Lampies. There are 3 different types of the Lampy follower inside of Tower Heroes, and each of them are super hard to get. The way that you have to get this is incredibly hard. That is why you don't hardly see anybody with them these days. Now you might be thinking, wait, what map does Lampy spawn on? Well, that's the thing. He doesn't spawn on any map, but he still is a boss. You still have to defeat him that way. You actually have to have the Lampy modifier, which, may I say right now, is a mythic. It costs 1,000 coins, and it is so hard to come by in the modifier shop. Yes, that's right. You actually have to buy this modifier for 1,000 coins to be able and try to get this this follower. There are 3 different types of Lampies. There's the Lampy, the Desk Lampy, and the Tall Lampy. Lampy spawns on easy mode, Desk Lampy spawns on medium mode, and Tall Lampy spawns on hard mode. I have only seen, I believe, 2 or 3 people with the Lampy follower, and of course they are insanely great players at the game. They're super high level, but I think what sets this certain follower apart is just the challenge that it takes to be able and even try and get it. Now, like I said before, I have been grinding for this thing, which, yes, that does mean that I actually do have the Lampy follower. Or not the Lampy follower, I do have the modifier for it, and I actually accidentally found it in the store one day. I was not even planning to go there. I went there for something else, saw the Lampy modifier, and I was like, I have to get this. So I'm thinking at some point here on the topic of Lampy, I'd love to be able and do a live stream with everybody to be able and have them join in. We can grind Lampy for about an hour or 2. So if you want to be able and try and get the Lampy follower, we might not be able to get all 5 of them, but we'll try and get a good amount and see how far we can get. We might just get 1 or 2 for you, but that's still a step closer. We'll probably do more of these in the future, so don't worry. My friend, let me know down in the comments below if you think this list was correct. Are these some of the most pro followers in the game? Which one do you love the most, and which one do you think makes you look the most pro? I want to hear it all, and I'll see you in the next Tower Heroes video.